Forbidden Romance, King Edward VIII and Wallis Simpson's Scandalous Affair. Imagine a king who gave up his throne for love. This is the true story of Edward VIII and Wallis Simpson. Their romance defied tradition, shaking the foundations of the British monarchy and captivating the world. Edward VIII was born into royalty, destined to lead a nation. He ascended the throne in 1936, charming the public with his modern outlook. However, his reign was short-lived due to an unexpected love. Wallis Simpson, an American socialite, had a complex past with 2 previous marriages. Her allure was undeniable, and when she crossed paths with Edward, their connection would lead to one of history's most controversial romances. Edward met Wallis at a party, and an instant attraction sparked between them. Despite societal norms, the prince was captivated by Wallis's charisma and independence, marking the beginning of their legendary love affair. Their relationship blossomed amid whispers of scandal. The prince's affection for Wallis grew, defying royal expectations and societal norms. Their forbidden love story unfolded under the watchful eyes of a disapproving world. Their relationship blossomed in a world where tradition reigned supreme, and their love defied societal norms. Edward and Wallis found themselves drawn to each other's charisma, sparking an affair that scandalized both the public and the crown. Edward's infatuation with Wallis grew deeper, overshadowing his royal responsibilities. His dedication to her was unwavering, causing tension within the monarchy. The prince's focus shifted from duty to desire, fueling further disapproval from those around him. The royal family and government were alarmed by Edward's unwavering devotion to Wallis. Concerns over Wallis's past and her status as a divorcée heightened opposition, threatening the stability and reputation of the monarchy. Determined to be with Edward, Wallis pursued a divorce from her second husband. This decision intensified scrutiny and controversy, as the prospect of a king marrying a twice-divorced American woman challenged long-standing royal traditions and norms. The mounting pressure on Edward was immense. He faced an impossible choice between his love for Wallis and his duty as king. Ultimately, the weight of expectation and the relentless opposition led him to abdicate the throne. In a speech broadcasted to millions, Edward expressed his devotion to Wallis Simpson, stating he could not carry out his duties without her by his side. This heartfelt declaration marked a significant moment in history. Following his abdication, Edward and Wallis were thrust into a new reality, far from the confines of Buckingham Palace. They settled into a quieter life, grappling with the drastic change in their circumstances. In France, Edward and Wallis exchanged vows in a private ceremony, away from the pomp of royal traditions. Their marriage symbolized a fresh start as they embraced their new identities as the Duke and Duchess of Windsor. The world watched with intrigue and skepticism as the couple navigated their new life. Public opinion was divided. Some admired their dedication, while others criticized their choices, casting a long shadow over their union. Adjusting to life outside the monarchy, Edward and Wallis carved out a niche for themselves. They embraced their roles as social figures, hosting lavish events and mingling with the elite, redefining their purpose beyond royal expectations. Edward and Wallis's visit to Germany in 1937 stirred controversy as they met with Adolf Hitler. This encounter fueled suspicions about their political sympathies, casting a shadow over their post-abdication lives and public perception. During World War II, the couple lived in the Bahamas, where Edward served as governor. Their wartime roles were limited, and they often faced scrutiny, navigating a world changed by conflict and uncertainty. After the war, Edward and Wallis embraced a glamorous lifestyle in Europe. They mingled with high society, attending lavish parties and events, yet their socialite existence often masked the challenges they faced behind closed doors. Without royal support, financial stability was elusive. They relied on Edward's writing and Wallis's jewelry. Despite appearances, their lives were marked by the continuous struggle to maintain their lifestyle. Their enduring love story reshaped public perception of the monarchy. Edward's abdication for Wallis questioned the balance between duty and personal happiness, leaving a legacy that continues to intrigue and inspire discussions about love and sacrifice. Wallis Simpson's influence over Edward VIII was undeniable, shaping his decisions and altering the course of British history. Her charisma and determination captivated him, leading to choices that defied royal expectations and societal norms, forever changing his destiny. Their story left an indelible mark on the British monarchy, challenging traditional notions of duty and love. The abdication crisis highlighted the tension between personal happiness and royal responsibility, prompting debates about the role of monarchy in modern society. Media and popular culture have long been fascinated by their romance, portraying it as a dramatic tale of love conquering all. Their story has inspired countless films, books, and documentaries, cementing their place in cultural history. In his later years, Edward VIII reflected on his monumental decision, expressing a mix of regret and acceptance. While he lamented leaving the throne, he stood by his choice, valuing his years with Wallis above all else. They both had no children together, and after Edward's death, Wallis lived a quieter life, yet her legacy endured. She navigated the complexities of her past with grace, remaining a figure of intrigue and fascination until her own passing, forever linked to Edward. Behind the facade of glamour, Edward and Wallis's private life was a blend of devotion and isolation. Away from the public eye, they shared a bond that was both their refuge and their burden. Their controversial love story invites debate. Were they victims of circumstance, bound by love, or architects of their own destiny, defying conventions? Their choices continue to spark discussions on freedom and responsibility. Their tale of sacrifice for love teaches that true commitment often requires profound personal sacrifice. It challenges us to consider the lengths we would go for those we hold dear. In modern times, their story resonates with the complexities faced by royal couples today. It highlights timeless challenges of balancing personal happiness with duty, offering a mirror to current royal relationships. Reflect on the power of love and its ability to reshape lives. Consider how Edward and Wallis's story inspires, challenges, and thanks for watching.